Hey, welcome to the set. As you can see, we're finna jump in here and make some homemade chili. We call it Texas belly busters around here in this house. And my grandmother taught us this. And yeah, um, it's easy to make. All you need is a skillet and a saucepan and the ingredients that I showed you on the front end. And you can buy all these things in the store. Typically, I can make this, for me, my wife and I in about 15 minutes to half hour. And it starts with, the onions. And really, all these things, man, are according to taste. I'm not going to do like some chef and give you all the ingredients measured and all that. This stuff, man, is really according to your own taste. And, you know, what you see with the pinto beans, 3 cans, and the sauces, the onions, and the green peppers, all this stuff is pretty much according to taste. And once you get the hang of making your own version of it, you'll change up stuff and add stuff all the time, man. But one of the things that I've learned is I don't have to go through the stuff that my grandmother went through when she was making this stuff, man. They had to soak beans overnight, and we're so fortunate now to have pinto beans in a can. I can't tell you, man, what that means as far as that type of time consumption. And so as you can see right here, I'm using I think this is 1 pound, 1 pound of ground meat, and I like to just chop it up before I throw it in the skillet. I like to season it a little bit before I use the chili sauce, and garlic, Lawry seasoned salt, staples with me at least. And I love the seasoning that Lawry's does. And yeah, I mean, I remember I did some steaks one time, and everybody was like, "Man, who wants to put sauce on this stuff when you got it seasoned like this?" So yeah, so once you chop it up, and then I pour the beans in straight away. Um, like I said, 3 cans to take care of me and my wife, and we usually have some left over. So that's kind of cool. And then the Rotel, that's more like adds a little bit of spice to it. Rotel has different versions where it's spicy or mild or medium. You can use Hunts like I'm doing right here, or you can use Prego. Was it Ragu? I like Hunts because it just has a traditional flavor to it. And then with the onions and the green peppers, um, I remember that was something my uncle did years ago when he made goulash. So once you got the beans and your ingredients in there, I just put it on the stove and I bring it up. I don't boil it, but I bring it to, you know, just before boiling, excuse me. And then I throw it in the skillet, iron skillet. Love iron skillets, man. I don't know about you, but there's something about iron skillets. And this is one of the things that I found that I do. It's part of just my approach toward doing ground meat when I'm doing chili. Is I chop it up a lot, man. I chop it down to some people like big chunks of meat. The way I do it, I kind of granulate it a little bit, and that way it's kind of like you have meat in every spoonful, and so yeah, yeah, and then it doesn't take too long to brown. You just want to brown it to the point right before it starts, maybe being overcooked. I usually pour the fat off. I usually leave a little bit in there. And actually, when I put the sauce or the seasoning in there, I sometimes have to bring a little bit of the fat back in just to keep it from being too dry. Yeah, 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 yeah. But at this point, it's smelling good. Now, Williams Original, there's 2 different versions, but this is what I ended up settling on. And you can find these at Walmart or um, Winco, uh, probably Kroger too, I would think. And yeah, just sprinkle it in, and just mix it up in the skillet. Actually, McCormick has a great one too. It's a Tex-Mex chili. And I actually started out with that version first and then came across Williams and checked them out. And I was like, wow, this really does come close to what I envision a chili should taste like if I'm going to cook it on my own. So I've been rolling with Williams ever since. You might want to check it out. But if you had a pinch, man, you could go with the McCormick's Tex-Mex chili. They got a different versions, but their Tex-Mex is closer to what I like. And once you got all that together, man, you just, get your meat, man, and dump it in the beans with your fixings on the inside. And, rather than, I like to fold the stuff together, you know what I mean? And we're pretty much done here, man. I mean, for real. Once you get to this level right here, it's pretty much done other than letting it sit for a minute, simmer for a minute and everything so the seasoning can take hold. And I almost forgot about these, man. These are cherry tomatoes. These are the longer ones. I forgot what they call them, but usually just chop a few of those up and then throw them in the saucepan. And you don't want to put too much tomato sauce in there; it'll start tasting like tomatoes. But if you do, kind of take it slow, and then taste it as you go, you'll get it to where you want it. And we're pretty much done, man. And I mean, 15 minutes. If you got the ground meat is the longest part. And when you dump it into the bowl, me and my wife, man, we'll do this in a minute. And she likes to, make the cornbread, the Jiffy cornbread. And yeah, man, you can put this together. We call them belly busters because my grandmother made them for us all the time. She had always had a big pot, it seemed like, when we went by the house, man. So try it out. Let me know what you think. So leave a comment in below.